The roughly 4 dozen migrants that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis helped fly from Texas to Martha's Vineyard about a year and a half ago have been granted legal designations due to the Republicans' crimes against the victims in making a big show of how these guys are invading the country. These guys have been given visas they probably wouldn't have had otherwise. Nice. You've added to the number of brown people in America.
A case with an investigation with regard to the suspected activities.
The one good thing about sheriffs as opposed to regular police departments is the fact that I feel like they often have way better drip, you know? When police departments get drip, it's just like, okay, how much do you want to look like a SWAT guy? How tactical do you want to look, right? But sheriffs, you know, you see sheriffs with big cowboy hats, the big patches, you know, here we got like the nice stars on the collar. You know, I like that. This guy's got a golden tie pin.
Involving the 48 migrants from Venezuela that, as we understand it at this point, the facts of the case at this point, are that on Wednesday, September 14th, here in Bexar County in the city of San Antonio, our understanding is that a Venezuelan migrant was paid what we would call a bird dog fee to recruit approximately 50 migrants from the area around a migrant resource center on San Pedro here in San Antonio. As we understand it, 48 migrants were lured, I will use the word lured, under false pretenses into staying at a hotel for a couple of days. They were taken by airplane. At a certain point, they were shuttled to an airplane where they were flown to Florida and then eventually flown to Martha's Vineyard, again, under false pretenses is the information that we have, that they were...
Yeah, it's trafficking. Like it's literally just under any other circumstances, if you were like, hey everyone, like you're gonna go here, but you lie to them and you just drop them off somewhere, unambiguously, it's not, yeah, interstate human trafficking too, right? Yeah.
Promised
at the very
work.
least,
they
kidnapping.
were promised the solution to several of their problems. They were taken to Martha's.
Bexar County is pretty good for text. I like it here. Do you mean like with the sheriff's department? Sheriff department quality varies massively county to county, but generally it's a pretty like Hitlerite position because they get elected. I'm pretty sure I have heard stories of there being some sheriff's departments that are pretty good. Like you get a lucky election where a good guy gets elected and they actually do their job pretty well. Is it Bear? So it's typed out Bexar, but it's Bear? Okay, sure, whatever. Okay. Who was the sheriff again who did the literal concentration camp in Texas? Wasn't that Arpaio? And wasn't that in Alabama? Arpaio. And that was in Alabama, right? Not Texas? Joe Arpaio. Yeah, there we go. Oh, Arizona. Damn it. Arizona. No. Yeah, I had the A. Yeah, Arizona. I was thinking New Mexico. What's the state next to it? Alabama. Yeah. I got close to the Arpaio, okay? I take that. Lots of A's. Yeah, that guy was Giga Hitler, you know? 100%. That guy would have been like running the camps if he had a chance. Oh boy. Alabama isn't even a border state. It's just Alabama, Arizona. They even like Alabama, Arizona. Same number of syllables, same cadence. Shut up, okay? I think every state should not only start with a different letter somehow, but also they should have different syllables and cadences so you can't mix them up on the fly, you know? I think it'd be good. Yeah, they border each other in his mind. All the southern border to me is just one giant state. Right? Southern unity. We just need to add 24 letters. Well, some of the states would have lowercase first letters and some would have capital first letters, and that way you'd have enough, you know? The South is anything south of Seattle. In my mind, the East Coast refers to literally anything east of like Texas, basically. Just draw a big up down, you know, longitude line from the easternmost point of Texas, everything to the east, you know, the Midwest, Great Lakes or whatever. I don't care. Actually, wait. Wouldn't that line cut the Great Lakes in half? No. Actually, that line would... Oh, perfect. Look at that. Perfect, see? If you drew a line up north from the easternmost point of Texas, that would just barely catch Wisconsin. The East Coast. Nice. The Great Lakes are the Midwest. Not to me. The Mississippi is a pretty natural border. Yeah, the Mississippi River with extra steps. All right.
Martha's Vineyard, from what we can gather, for little more than a photo op, video op, and then they were unceremoniously stranded in Martha's Vineyard. What infuriates me the most about this case is that here we have 48 people that are already on hard times.
Mississippi sheriff was using prison slave labor. Oh, yeah, that's right. Remember? We went over that. That sheriff that was like tossing corpses into the backyard and just burying them behind the jail.
Right? They are here legally in our country at that point. They have every right to be where they are. And I believe that they were preyed upon. Somebody came from out of state, preyed upon these people, lured them with promises of a better life, which is what they were absolutely looking for, with the knowledge that they were going to cling to whatever hope they could be offered for a better life, to just be exploited and hoodwinked into making this trip to Florida and then onward to Martha's Vineyard for what I believe to be nothing more than political posturing to make a point. Well, look.
Yeah, this guy seems all right. I like the use of the word hoodwinked, you know? I think that's good. I think that's a good word for a sheriff to use. Why is this guy so woke? Well, is this guy the sheriff in the Martha's Vineyard area or in the area where the migrants were taken from? Which county is this guy sheriff of? It doesn't say down here in the text. Bear San Antonio? Okay, so he's from Texas. Okay. Yeah. Sounds like Texas? Yeah, just people get around a lot, you know?
We all know that during a political campaign, things can get nasty, things can get out of hand, but when you're playing with human lives of people that are already in a desperate situation, people that again, had every right to be where they were, but were lured under false pretenses, that does tend to bother me quite a bit. And so we are absolutely opening up an investigation into.
Nice. He needs to call out that somebody he mentioned. Well, he's not a political figure, right? I mean, I guess he's elected, but he would, like, from his perspective, his job would be to, like, oversee the investigation. Oh, it literally says Bexar County back here, right? It's the video is too fuzzy for me to make that out. Yeah, he would manage the investigative stuff. He probably deals with shit like this locally all the time. Yeah, we'll see. Was DeSantis charged for it? No. It would be a long road to get a charge on a presidential candidate and governor. The flag of Texas right there. Look, okay, I never said I was smart. Shut up. Yeah. Well, I'm glad this guy's doing his job properly, at least, you know? Biden won Bexar County by 20 points, so it makes sense that the sheriff is more normal. Yeah, okay, I could be wrong on this. My understanding is, so, police are managed by the city, like that's under the purview of the mayor. Sheriffs are elected and they deputize people at their discretion to fulfill their responsibilities. Their responsibilities tend to be they manage the law in unincorporated areas, like parts of the county that are not in a city. And what's more, they tend to manage the jails, the courts, stuff like that. So a sheriff is elected and their responsibilities are more sort of like administrative and institutional, and they patrol outside city limits, and the police tend to just be like thugs that operate in city. Of course, the sheriffs are themselves often also thugs, don't get me wrong. I mean, this guy seems all right. But, you know, ACAB and all that. That's why the sheriffs are always on the highway. Exactly, yeah, because you're outside city limits. Of course, sheriffs do have they do have jurisdiction in cities, too. They just, you know, tend not to be in there. Is ACAB overgeneralization counterproductive? Probably, yeah. But ACAB, though, I'm very, like, anti-essentialist, and the problem that I have is that whenever you have an essentialist slogan, even if it sounds really nice and catchy, and even if it's generally the case, essentialist slogans get people to act real dumb. Like, real dumb. People start acting real dumb. But didn't you say all cops look like thumbs? Yeah, but that's not essentialist. That's just true. Yeah, maybe any. I guess it depends on the area. Do you think it would go a long way to fixing policing if police leadership was elected by the population? In a lot of cases, it would probably help, yeah. Because you have cities like Ferguson, where the population is majority black, who probably wouldn't be electing, like, Sir Hitler II to be the police chief every 4 years, you know, I imagine. I don't think it would solve everything, but in some areas it might help, yeah. Especially because, like, cities tend to be liberal, right? So it's unlikely that they would keep hiring the same chuds over and over. There might be a downside. I'd have to think about it. In general, it sounds nice, though. Like, better, at least. Yeah, but Vaush, imagine who is voting in those elections realistically. Yeah, I just think it would help, like, on average, you know. Why is it the cities are more progressive? Is there science on that? Well, yeah. They tend to be more educated. Educated people tend to be more left-leaning. They tend to be more diverse. Being sort of subject to a diverse area makes you more left-leaning because black people aren't like a scary f***ing Babadook, hiding over a mountain or whatever. They're like an actual normal. Yeah, Chuck Deslath, you always vote for your sheriff, or at least that's the norm, yeah. Every position should be elected. I want to elect my mailman. Yeah. The urban-rural divide. Yeah, the urban-rural divide is like the #1 political divide in America. By far, by far. It's so huge. It explains so much. Is that everywhere as well? I mean, again, no essentialism Marino, but generally speaking, yeah, that tendency tends to stick, yeah. The talk of the city-rural divide reminds me of this program Yang was proposing when he ran, where you could do work in other states, get a better feeling of what the U.S. was like outside of your bubble. Man, it really is crazy how much yapping Yang managed to do while saying absolutely nothing, right? Like, how do you build an entire political campaign without having a single actual political position? It's truly remarkable, and now no one cares about him. Imagine trying to be that guy during an era of unprecedented populism and partisanship. Remarkable. Yang is Elon coded? Yes. To be fair, he had UBI. He didn't even have UBI. He didn't care about it. He didn't have any thoughts on it. Like, you might, like, literally, did he say anything that Elon Musk couldn't have said? Even the UBI, the thing he was known for, he advocated for at a very low level, with a poor understanding of how it would be applied, or like what effects it would have, or what the purpose of it would be, or how it would like, his advocacy for UBI was driven by automation, like nothing else. That's the only like theoretical basis you have for advocating for UI automation. That's it. No like questioning as to why making labor more efficient means people have more economic hardship. No questioning about redistribution of wealth. Like nothing at all strange about the idea that making our economy stronger and better and more productive would actually lead to more people being in poverty. No, we're just gonna like stamp the UBI on it like a band-aid over a wound. Ridiculous. Honestly, paid with VAT taxes. That was dumb. Yeah, we need to pay it with just raising taxes on the wealthy. Big raise tax, big. Wonder what Yang's doing nowadays. Sucking his own dick, I imagine. Okay, moving on.